Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So the Milwaukee Bucks just broke the NBA record for the most threes in an NBA game. Yes, the Milwaukee Bucks, guys. Most three-pointers in an NBA game. That's absolutely unbelievable considering all of the great shooting teams there's been over the years. And you look at this Bucks team, man, and honestly speaking, this is a game that they needed so much after starting the season, 1-2. I mean, they lost the New York Knicks, and of course, that's never fun. Beat the Golden State Warriors, and there was a close game to start the season against the Boston Celtics. But yeah, I really think that this game showed the identity of the Bucks and kind of what it's going to take them to win an NBA championship. So before we start talking about this, I need to ask you guys if you can please drop a like on this video, man. 1,000 likes is always the goal. And, man, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, just if you guys are curious, I've been doing NBA game highlight reactions over on my second channel, Extra Crispy. So if that type of thing interests you, man, go check that out and everything. Would love to have you over there. It's been so much fun, just like watching the NBA highlights and all that stuff. But yes, so what exactly was the importance of this game? Well, I think the importance is, like I said, man, there's still like 2 minutes left to go as I'm making this video. So right now the score is 140-91 against the Miami Heat. Yes, the team that got to the finals last year. Now, keep in mind, Jimmy Butler's not playing, but regardless, I said the same thing back about the Dallas Mavericks Clippers game. I was like, yes, Kawhi Leonard's not playing, but still there's no real excuse to ever lose by 50 points, right, man? But the importance of this game is that Giannis had 9 points. And that's kind of what it comes down to. You look at the games that the Bucks lost this year against the Celtics and the Knicks. In both games, Giannis was fantastic. Against the Knicks, he had 27, 13, and 5. He dropped 35 points against the Celtics, and those were both L's, right? What's going to win them games? Well, look at the Warriors. I mean, Middleton was the leading scorer in that game at 31, man. It's going to be about everybody else. Like, we know any single time Giannis by himself can get you to the playoffs, but we do know to win the championship, man, it's going to come down to what the rest of the team's doing. I mean, you look at the damn Houston Rockets, like for years, James Harden's played that hero ball, that MVP ball, but it really doesn't ever lead to anything, man. So with this, it's just, it's just nice to see that Giannis did not really play a great game, and yet this happens, right? I mean, in this game, we got Chris Middleton dropping 25 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds on 4 for 5 from 3. And, nobody on this team even, just really splashed from 3. They were all shooting really nicely. But it's not like you had, one guy that dropped, 20. The entire team was knocking it down, man. You got Brook Lopez was 3 for 4. Drew Holiday, I think he started the game, 4 for 4 from 3. He finished 6 for 10. Dante DiVincenzo, 5 for 6. And let me just say real quick here when it comes to Dante, I'm so happy this kid is playing some great basketball because, man, for being a small market team that Milwaukee is, as a player, it's got to sting a little bit more. Because, when you get traded from the Lakers, it's like, all right, I mean, it was the Lakers. We all know it's a big market team, big time business and stuff. Not saying it's not business for these small market teams and everything. But, I mean, I know in the back of Dante's mind, because, he was supposed to get dealt to the Kings or whatever. He's probably thinking, yo, Bucks, aren't you all happy that did not quite work out for you? Because look at me playing now, man. So he's definitely playing with a chip on his shoulder, which, I always said that when you run a business, you want guys that have chips on their shoulders straight up. So, yeah, he had 17 points. You got Bobby Portis. Didn't really shoot out that well. Really, the entire bench. Nobody shot particularly well from 3. Just everybody made threes. Literally every single player on this team, with the exception of Giannis, made a 3 tonight, man. DJ Wilson was 1 for 4. This Merrill dude, I thought that was a Pokemon name. He was 1 for 1. Giannis's brother made 1, guys. He was 1 for 2. So, Acumpo did make a 3. It was just not the Acumpo you're thinking of. Nuara was 2 for 3. Pat Connaughton, 1 for 2. DJ Augustine, 2 for 2. And Bryn Forbes was 2 for, DJ was 2 for 4, yeah, and Bryn Forbes was 2 for 5. So everybody made 1 except Giannis tonight. And what's been the real impressive part about this team early on, man, that I've been kind of seeing, I'm just going to say straight up the difference that Drew Holiday is making over Eric Bledsoe. For the past few years with Eric Bledsoe on the team, you always just felt like he was a point guard that was on the team and he was talented enough to look okay, but you never really felt like he was a good fit. Drew Holiday is the best playmaker that Giannis has ever played with. Straight up, cut to the basket, so Drew is going to find you out there, and it's an absolute, beautiful thing to watch. So, being the Miami Heat team like this, I mean, Tyler Hero played really good basketball, but the rest of the Heat team, no doubt, struggled. Kendrick Nunn was okay. I mean, Avery Bradley's actually been pretty damn solid for the Heat off their bench and stuff. But, if you're a Heat fan, I wouldn't get too upset about this. Like I said earlier, Jimmy Butler was not playing or anything like that. But regardless, getting blown out that bad, especially on your home court, I know there's not fans of the games and stuff like that, but it's still never really fun to watch. So I'm still watching the box score here. There's still 53 seconds left in this game. Nobody else has hit a three. So it looks like 29 threes is probably going to be the new official record. I think it was 27 before. I'm going to guess by the Golden State Warriors. So I'm looking at the rest of the Bucks schedule, and tomorrow night they play the Miami Heat again. So my guess is that Jimmy Butler probably did not play due to it being a back-to-back. You'll see that happen with Orlando. My Detroit Pistons just rested Blake Griffin, Derrick Rose for a back-to-back against from the Hawks going to the Golden State Warriors. So that's probably why he's not playing tonight. But man, I'm hoping for a hell of a game, guys, just because, like I said, December 30th, Miami Heat again. Tomorrow, it's like you don't want to screw things up like this again, because then all of a sudden you're really questioning yourself, and you just don't want to give another team that type of confidence going into the playoffs either, because they'll just be like straight up, man. They'll be like, hey, you know what? We remember we beat the Miami Heat. We beat you all by 50 points twice. Yeah, we're going to do it again. So going forward for this Bucks team, though, I do think that this is definitely going to kind of give them a little extra momentum going forward into the rest of the NBA season. I'm just like looking at the roster. I'm seeing like if there's any like really big time weaknesses, and there's really not, man. Like management actually did a pretty good job. I think if I had to say there was like one thing this team might want to improve on is maybe getting a little extra defense off the bench, just because like Bobby Portis, to me, he's always been one of those like soft YMCA centers that, is a really good shooter, stretch big, but you want a guy that could play some defense on the inside, right? So I feel like at times maybe the Bucks going forward could miss a guy like Robin Lopez, who of course is on the Washington Wizards now. He was always just like a really solid defensive center, but it's nice seeing some of the players that don't normally play get some minutes out there. And yeah, the Bucks always dominated by running things through Giannis, him getting to the basket and just being a force of, a freak of nature, essentially. I mean, they call him the prototype Shaquille O'Neal. So being able to spread the floor like this for the Bucks is just so important, man. So important. And just having all these guys, having more than one guy that can be that second player to Giannis also. Because like I said, last year, Eric Bledsoe just wasn't, especially in the playoff times. And Drew Holiday, I mean, he's one of those chip on the shoulder guys, man. Like, Drew Holiday always seems to get disrespected as a player in the league. Like, people recognize that he's good, but nobody really ever talks about it. It's kind of like Sabonis on the Indiana Pacers. We all recognize, like, we know what's up with them, but you don't really know what's up with them. So I'm really happy the Bucks didn't like get rid of Chris Middleton. I know for a while there was talks of them trying to pull off a trade for James Harden. Hopefully they still don't do that, just because I've been saying it, man. Like, Chris Middleton was 10 for 13 tonight. Like, this guy is so good. I just love those players that are like those silent, killers out there that are going to ball out, man, and just like have no ego to it, but still, like, when you need him, he's going to be there. So it's kind of looking like a big three with Drew, Chris, and Giannis, despite Giannis not playing well tonight. But hey, that just goes to show you, man, you don't always need to rely on the superstar player as long as the other guys are there. So yeah, not much more to say about this. Just, shout out to the Buck fans. For one, the excitement of getting Giannis back on your team for 5 seasons is going to be so much fun. But now you guys can kind of see, too, with this team, they ain't playing scared. They ain't playing like, oh, is Giannis going to be here next season? They're confident in their franchise. They're confident in their team. And they're confident in their shooting abilities. And damn, bro, just broke the NBA record for the most threes in the NBA history.